Neither body nor mind is the way to realize reality itself. Taken from the ALETHEON, Volume 1, page 239. The divine avateric self-revelation of his divine presence, Avatar Adidar Samraj. The great tradition of all human seeking, and on that egoic basis, realizing, is founded on and caused by the presumption of space-time locatedness or point of view, which is the essence of the inherent falseness of egoic self-identification with body and mind, or with the totality of the body-mind complex as an inherently illusory self or ego I. The entire great tradition of human seeking and necessarily conditional realizing is a psychophysically enacted great path of return, demonstrated as a progressively developmental first 6 stages of life, and the fundamental and common principle of seeking shared by all traditions and means of seeking in the conditional, in the context of the first 6 stages of life, is the presumption that the body and or the mind is the method and the means for locating or realizing or becoming one with the divine or the self-nature, self-condition and self-state that is reality itself. In the context of the 4th, the 5th and the 6th stages of life, the applied psychophysical method that characterizes each stage is a technique associated with the strategy of dissociative introversion, wherein and whereby modes of body and or mind are intentionally disciplined in order to invert them from outgoing patterns of tendency and toward an internalized orientation. This strategic method is epitomized especially in the esoteric and renunciate contexts of the 5th and the 6th stages of life by the ascetical method, which most intensively disciplines the total body-mind, even to extreme degrees, in order to force the effort of dissociative introversion, even through extreme practices of bodily deprivation and even self-torture to achieve interior results. Not only does the ascetical method demonstrate and achieve its extreme and necessarily merely conditionally or psychophysically and thus tentatively and neither permanently nor priorly and perfectly attained ends by its persistently evident cause and effect strategies, but the entire, even earlier stages of life culture of which ascetical esotericism and its hierarchical authority status is a part, invariably, and as a direct effect of the ascetical prejudices of the renunciate elite, becomes characterized by double-minded about the body, sex-paranoid, puritanical, and moralistically self-righteous dogmatisms and social tendencies. The only by me revealed and given 7th or 7th stage of life reality way of Adidam or Adidam Vishiradam is not a path of conditional and psychophysically enacted seeking for realization, because it is from the beginning inherently and priorly free of the presumption of space-time locatedness or point of view or psychophysical ego I. The only by me revealed and given the 7th or 7th stage of life reality way of Adidam need not and does not ever employ the body and or the mind as the method or the means for locating or realizing or becoming one with the divine or the self-nature, self-conditioned, self-state that is reality itself. The only by me revealed and given 7th or 7th stage of life reality of Adidam is, from the beginning, the way of always intrinsically self-perceiving, or tacitly and priorly, or always already self-apprehending, or self-intuiting the self-evidently divine self-nature, self-condition, and self-state that is reality itself. And on that always prior to body and mind basis, simply and effortlessly and searchlessly self-allowing the apparently individuated but intrinsically egoless body and mind, or total body-mind self, to, however apparently progressively or otherwise instantly and perfectly be, thus and thereby, purified, transformed, and always priorly transcended by and perfectly conformed to the self-evidently divine and intrinsically egoless, non-separate, and indivisible self-nature, self-condition, and self-state that is reality itself. Thus, the only by me revealed and given seventh stage of life reality way of ALETHEON is uniquely the way of searchless and always prior self-realization of the self-evidently divine self-nature, self-condition, self-state that is reality itself, and that way intrinsically and from the beginning transcends all the psychophysical searches and all the psychophysical methods and all the psychophysical and altogether conditional means, false doctrines, and social neuroses associated with the great tradition and the great path of return that comprises the world culture of the first 6 stages of life. Da, da, da.